The 2-1 win over Everton has just finished at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it was one of the most stressful endings to any game ever. I'm Barnaby Slater from the Spurs On podcast. I'm with Marlon from Southview Coys. Marlon, I'm so buzzed because in the last second of the game, we're going to start at the end of the game.
Yep.
We scored our goals in the first half through Rishi and Son. But at the end of the game, after they got one back through Gomez, right at the end, Danjuma had a chance at the back stick that I swear all of the ball except this went over the line. And tonight, Marlon, Sean Dyche will be gutted, won't he?
Well, I'm just looking at the goal line decision now. Yeah, 9/10 of the ball is over the line. It gets saved by Vicario. We are so lucky.
Well, we've deserved some of that luck because
Yeah.
of the injuries and suspensions we've had so far. Or injuries, I guess suspensions is our own doing. Well, I have to say, obviously it's a Spurs channel. We'll talk a lot about Spurs, but Everton really impressed me today.
No, they did. And this is my worry coming into this game. They were on form. I thought the Corey missing was a big miss for them. So I thought, yeah, we could get at them. We went 2-0 up. Who was it? Idris Gueye gets injured.
Yeah.
And then Gomez comes on. And I think even though I said he's a very defensive player, he's not very quick, but he's good on the ball. And he just seemed to dictate everything that was going on in that midfield. And Everton, for 70 minutes, were probably the better side.
They were definitely the better team. I think it'll be one of those ones where both managers come out tonight and say, realistically, Everton were the better side.
Yep.
But in the Premier League, in games where you've had a bad run and then you've won 2 in a row, it's about showing your mettle. And although we made some bad decisions on the day, we weren't perfect by any means.
Nope.
They put their bodies on the line. Players who, let's face it, we don't think are going to have long futures at this club. Ben Davis, potentially, who's playing really well at the moment. But Eric Dyer made some very important tackles. Oliver Skipp tried really hard. And even Højbjerg came on at the end. And although he made a few dodgy passes, he also put his body on the line. And that's what teamwork is all about. And I really feel a true desire from this Tottenham team this season.
I kind of agree with you, but if that second goal goes in, I think we're having a different conversation.
Oh yeah, I'm on the floor. I'm absolutely on the floor.
I think Højbjerg, Skipp, Dyer, Davis, even Royale there, and Porro, they kind of allowed Everton to have these chances, and it was scary.
Yeah,
it was scary, and not one of them's thinking defensively on that pitch. They're just looking at what's happening up top, and that's where we probably need a captain at the back, and that's what Romero's there for.
Yeah, Romero went off with what looks like he's got ice on his hamstring.
Yeah.
That's obviously a big miss for us. We missed him in the second half, but doesn't that? I'm obviously
positives,
glass half full.
yeah.
We won the game, but doesn't that show that even without him?
But no, what's great about today in Forest, right? And this is the best thing. We've won 2 games now on the bounce where we've been not great.
Yeah.
Right? Where you look at the games before we were losing, great football, no 3 points.
Yeah.
Now it's like we've not been great, it's not been fluid, but as you said, and I completely agree with your statement earlier, when you're bringing in certain players into the system that haven't played, it ain't going to be fluid.
No.
But as long as we're getting the 3 points, I think that's all that matters at the moment. And I think we just need to get to February, because I'm not including the Man United and Brentford game because we've got people out as well.
Yeah.
We just need to get to the 1st of Feb, everybody back.
Few signings.
Hopefully. And then get on a run.
Yeah.
Because that's what we need to do right now, because that, you can tell we're just putting stuff together now. We just got to get in these Lego pieces and hoping they fit somewhere in our jigsaw.
Yeah,
So.
Look, I completely agree. I'm just going to say this in terms of luck, and luck is a huge thing in football at any level, but especially at the elite level. In that West Ham game, no luck.
Yep.
Right? We dominated them. Both their goals came from like deflections and like the Vicario madness from the pass back. Today we got our luck back. That's how I feel about it, and that's why I don't feel bad about it. I feel delighted about it. Man United have lost today. Newcastle were losing to Luton. I don't know if they've lost today. Yeah. Villa only drew last night. We're putting together a run of games that mean if we can keep this run going, go to Brighton and then play home to Bournemouth, and go into that January, with this good form, like you said, then get through the 2 league games in January. In February, when we've got our squad back, we could push on and do something super exciting this season.
Well, we've just got to stay as close to Villa as possible. I think, depends on how Liverpool and Arsenal do after today's game.
Yeah.
Because I think that's quite important. But if we can stay close to them as possible, look, we're staying close to City, who everyone's predicting to win the league. So, look, stay as close to that top 5 scenario, because if Arsenal and City do well in the Champions League, it does get back to us. But we've just got to keep going. Get the results, and then let's see how the season plans out, because I think most of us didn't think we were going to be in this position.
No, totally.
Not at this point, not with Big Ange and everything that was going on. but he's done wonders. No Kane, and look, we've got through 2 games now, and I'm glad. And this is what I like to see when you're playing badly and you can still get 3 points. And Richarlison, I hold my hands up. Last 3 games, I don't care how you played for the rest of the game. That's 4 goals in 3.
Yeah,
and that's all I want.
Huge.
That's all I want from you.
He only had 1 chance today. He tucked it away. He did some good back to goal play as well. He's looking more like a genuine number 9.
No, he did, and that's the thing. He's not just scoring now. He's actually playing well, isn't it? And I thought it was a bit unfair that he came off, and I thought that ruined our rhythm a little bit as well today. So that's me saying that. Who's been since the Luton game, I've completely gone off the floor of Richarlison. But
and I think realistically, if you said to us you'd beat a team on a run of nearly 4 Premier League wins in a row, about to get 4 in a row away from home, without Destiny Udogie, who I think is one of our most vital players in terms of this system specifically. Also, obviously, he's a major talent. Without him, with your captain going off, and obviously without all of the other players as well, I think we'd have bitten your hand off. It's a great result. Should also talk about Son's goal. We talked to Rishi's goal was a good finish at the near post. Son's goal came across and just a classic Son. You got to get those on target.
Yeah,
and that's what happens.
And that's what he's there for, isn't he? Really, let's be honest. He didn't have the best of games. No. He was good enough, but he wasn't him. And I think he could see that. He's apologising to people at the end for his passing and that and this, that, and the other. So, but he scores, and that's all. Again, if he's scoring goals, I don't care about the rest of the game, because actually the 2 vital pieces today is that we scored 2, and in the past couple of weeks we weren't scoring. So. We didn't even create that many chances today either.
No, we didn't.
No.
Can I put another shout out for Ben Davies? I thought, I honestly, he's starting, I think, to get a little bit of the credit he deserves over the last few weeks. Am I right in thinking he has played himself into that role as like the 4th choice centre-back? By which I mean, when we buy another centre-back who's properly suited to the role, a Van de Ven-esque player or a Romero-esque player, Davis's ability as a utility player to play left back or as the left centre back will keep him at this club over the next couple of years. I think so.
I've never really had a problem with Ben Davies. I know a lot of people have, but I felt like, especially last year in the back 3, I thought he was the best defender out of the 3. Right? Yeah, he can't run, he can't do that, but you just don't. What you do as a team, you make sure he doesn't get exposed in those areas. And I think Ange has learnt that with him, and that's where Udogie's been quite good for him, because he hasn't left him exposed. Because I think it was that time at City we were all like, oh my God, you don't leave Davies one-on-one. But it's just one that he's actually, when he on the ball and everything like that, he's really good. So I've got no problem with him. He has, I think you're right, 4th choice. But the fact we're still looking at another defender, I think he's not long term, and I think for the time being deserves the credit. But we need some more legs at the back. Okay,
and obviously Destiny comes back in for Brighton. Oliver Skipp started today ahead of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg instead of Basuma, who we're not going to see now till February because he's suspended and then goes off to the African Nations Cup. Do you think Skippy did enough to keep his place there, or do you foresee Højbjerg coming back in, or Lo Celso, who looked good when he came on? Will he maybe have a chance to start against Brighton?
The problem you've got is that Sarr can't play the 6. He can't do it. I think we need his legs in that 8 role. Celso, I think again where
he'd be too attacking for the 6. His instinct is to go forward.
If you're telling me it's Skip or Højbjerg, and I'm looking at it today, Skip it is. I'm not going to sit there and say he played great, but I'm not going to sit there and say he played terrible. No. Where I think
I'd say 6.5 out of 10 is what I'd give him.
Yeah, but I don't think Højbjerg came on and done anything for me that was great either.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the bits at the end is down to him on the pitch, where he's not defensively minded in that sense. So if it has to be Skip. Yeah. We are down to the bare bones, but I think if you can give, like we've said it earlier, if Skip can get a run of games, maybe he starts to pick it up. Because actually, when Dyer came on, I think he said, "Oh, I'm not scapegoat today. It's going to be Dyer," and he actually played a bit. I thought he played better in the second half.
I think basically, I don't really have much more than a 6.5 out of 10 for anyone. But the key thing is they worked so hard, they got a bit of luck, and we got the 3 points. That's 3 wins on the spin going into Brighton away, which will be there'll be goals in that game for sure.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun to watch. and we can enjoy our Christmas.
Yes.
Is there anything better? Guys, thank you so much for watching at home.
No, thank you.
Do press the subscribe button on We Are Tottenham TV. Press the bell button so you get notifications for all of the channel's content. Also, please do come to @BarnabySlater_, where I give you daily Spurs content with the Spurred On podcast. And Marlon is at Southview Coys. Both of our handles are in that title box. So give us a click, give us a Christmas present, that lovely little subscribe button. And most importantly, going into Christmas, enjoy your turkey. Come on, you Spurs.